Well, I've had some people asking me about my CRX turbo, what it is, how it's set up, stuff like that. So I figured I'd make this little demo short video here, show you under the hood. So basically it's a stock EW4 1.5. It's a 86 CRX. Came from Arizona, so it's pretty clean. I don't drive it in the wintertime. So it's parked right now still. So the battery and stuff used to be up over here, and the airbox was here. So I relocated relocated the battery over to the side. Got rid of like the little vacuum boxing that was here that had some solenoids and stuff that I no longer needed with the Mega Squirt setup. So I made a little battery box out of some angle iron, bolted down with factory holes in the fenders. Made a little strap for it, and then I got a little a lawnmower size battery, which actually it cranks over perfectly. I left my lights on for 20 minutes before by accident and come out and it still starts. So I'm not really worried about the battery being smaller. And then that freed up all the space over here. So the turbo is a little, I think it's a Mitsubishi TD04H13C, I believe. I think it came off of a Volvo 940 wagon, which was like a 2-liter. I think they were like rated around 200 horse. On the stock wastegate spring, I think it makes like 6 pounds or so on my gauge, but I got a little manual boost controller wired in, or plumbed in. So I've been running like 17 pounds for the last couple years. And then the little teeny 2-inch piping. The reason why I put the turbo over here was because I wanted to keep my air conditioning and not have to mess with all the crap down under here. So basically I still have my stock radiator, stock manifold, stock AC condenser, both fans. I have no cooling issues whatsoever. AC still works perfect. Yeah, so it's kind of, you know, best of both worlds. I have a similar setup on my Camaro, so, you know, over here on the passenger fender, so that's why I decided to just kind of stick with what worked on there and worked on here too. So it's a 2.5-inch downpipe. I welded a V-band flange right on the cast iron exhaust housing, which actually has been working out just fine. No cracks or anything that I've ever noticed. It's also a water-cooled turbo, so I plumbed into the lines that normally go into the water-cooled throttle body, or water-warmed throttle body, I should say. Bypassed them off of there and just run, this is just like 3/8 rubber fuel line holes, I believe, that goes into the turbo, and then water line comes back out and goes back into the, I believe this line right here, back in the water pump area. So that works great. Oil pressure line comes from the back of the engine block by the filter, and then my oil drain, which is right here, can't really see, runs right down. And actually I drilled and tapped a fitting into the engine block, which I don't know how to turn my light on my phone when I'm videotaping, but yeah, it's down there. And then the cold side pressure goes down through under my fender behind the headlight, and then I got an intercooler stuffed in there too, which you can barely even see. So it's got the inlet and outlet both on the same side, both on this side and the passenger side. Yeah, so then the intercooled air comes back up through this one and then into the throttle body. I think this is like a 3-inch down to a 2, something like that. And yeah, you know, it kind of bangs around a little bit and stuff, but you know, this is just kind of my beater car, so I'm not worried about making everything look super perfect and nice. So yeah, that's kind of how she looks. We've got an idle valve off of I believe this is off of a BMW. It's a Bosch style idle valve, PWM controlled. Got a little resistor here because it's a 3-wire idle valve instead of a 2. And then just this last year I threw an extra breather on right here. I just bought a cheap little $5 cap, drilled and tapped a fitting into it, and there you go. But just so I didn't have any crankcase pressure issues, which I never really had before, but I figured it can't hurt. So besides that, it looks like your normal CRX. I just got a little gauge panel I made of a piece of metal, spray painted black. Got a wide band on the left and just a little boost gauge on the right, and a little LED that I can turn on for whoever it's programmed in my Mega Squirt. So there you go. But yeah, 321,000, still going strong.